Now this may look like the African savanna at first glance, but believe it or not, we never left Henry County. This is Noah's Ark, a rehabilitation center for abused, unwanted, and orphaned animals. But the story doesn't end there. It's also a home for abused, unwanted, and orphaned children. This merging of children and animals helping each other proves to be an invaluable combination, and it started with Jama Hedgecoth and her commitment to provide unconditional love and care for humans and animals who have special needs in their lives.
Noah's Ark Animal Rehabilitation Center for the animals started in '91. Actually, it was incorporated in '91. 2 years later, they were able to open up a children's care home. And both organizations are nonprofit. Both of them rely on donations alone to survive. And the animal side of it, we have 40 acres of nature trails and animal habitats that we allow the public to come and view 5 days a week.
But unlike other zoos and habitats, Noah's Ark doesn't charge to see the animals.
Our founder grew up very poor. She was on the road a lot. Her father was an evangelist, and a lot of times they just didn't have the money that they needed to do things, and so she never got to go to the zoo. But from a small child, she always said, when I grow up, I am going to take care of animals and children, and I'm not going to charge for people to come see my animals so that they can afford to come.
And each year, thousands of school children participate in the Foundation's educational program.
Educational tour director for Noah's Ark. I schedule groups to come out, and then I give them tours, and I get to tell them about the animals and how we got them, and they all have wonderful stories. A lot of people ask, why don't we have this and why don't we have that? And unfortunately, we don't pick and choose our animals. We just give an animal a home that needs a home instead of being destroyed.
My name is Jim Braswell. I work at Noah's Ark. I've been here 8 years. I'm the exotic animal caretaker. I take care of everything on this side of the pasture, the 40 acres. I feed the lions, the tigers, the monkeys, the bears. I get to go in the pens and clean them out. All caretaker. Basically, I'm an animal keeper is what I'd be. Same person that works at a zoo, I'm just an animal keeper. Anything that needs to be done with the animals, I do it for the exotics. My favorites, I like the monkeys the best, just because I do get to go in there more, and they are fun to play with. I enjoy the wolves.
But it's not just the animals that make Noah's Ark an incredible place to be. It's the love and caring each volunteer and employee give to every animal and every child living on the premises. How do they get the animals that reside there now?
The type of animals that we take in right now are exotic animals. The Department of Natural Resources will call us up and say, we've got an animal we've got to confiscate from someone, from a zoo, from a circus, maybe an overpopulation at a zoo, or from mistreatment. Sometimes it's because it's illegal ownership. And DNR will call us up, and we will have to take that animal and provide a habitat for it, or they have to put it down. Wildlife animals, people bring to us when, like I say, they're injured or need help. Maybe their cat drug up a bird or something like that, a squirrel, and they can bring it to us.
A lady and her little girl found this bird and brought it in. Apparently had fallen out of the nest, and they brought it in, and we're going to go take care of it in the rehab center.
The story that I love is we have a dog and a mountain lion that live together, and we raised them together, and when we tried to separate them, they were starving themselves. The second time we tried to separate them, she was in the cougar pen, the mountain lion, and she was in there for about 10 minutes, and she jumped the cage, and when we went to go check on the dog, we found the cat laying outside the dog's cage, waiting to get back in with the dog. So we haven't been able to separate them since, and we don't plan on it.
This 250-acre refuge isn't a zoo or humane society, but a place dedicated to the care and treatment of wildlife, domestic livestock, exotic animals, and birds. The care of wildlife can be a lengthy and complex process, depending on the species and extent of injuries. Now, if the injuries are so debilitating that the animal cannot be released, it will stay at Noah's Ark the remainder of its life in as natural a habitat as possible. Since Noah's Ark is strictly a nonprofit organization, support from the general public is essential to keeping the dream alive, not only to keep the animals fed and cared for, but support for the Noah's Ark Children's Care Home.
Noah's Ark Children's Care Home actually is run by the Jamis family. Our founder and director, Jama Hedgecoth, she is the actual house parent. Her and her husband are, and as well as their oldest son, Charlie, and Angie Hedgecoth. And our care home is run a little bit different. It's unique in that the children that come here actually are with a family. The Jamis family has different nights that they are responsible for the children. They live in the house with the children. They go to church together. They go out to eat together. They go to Six Flags together. So our children get a different sense than just a normal residential care home. They actually get a true sense of family, and that's what Jamie's vision was. She wants these children, when they come here, to realize this is what Mama does, this is what Daddy really does, and this is what Grandma and Grandpa are for. Jamie's parents work here as well and volunteer here also with the children. Her mother is the cook. So the children learn cooking, and especially our teenage girls get to help Grandma cook in the kitchen each night. So it's a wonderful sense of family. So our hope is that when these children do have to leave here, that we've broken that cycle of abuse in their life, and hopefully they won't repeat it, because they'll know what a family is meant to do.
Now, Noah's Ark is in need of your help, so if you'd like to donate or volunteer, just visit their website or visit them in Locust Grove. Thanks for joining us here at Discovering Henry. We'll see you next time.